What's up, badass nerds? The hits do not stop coming. Hey, what's up, you guys? No. I know I don't look super great, and you'll understand why once I tell you this bullshit story. My life will not calm the fuck down. I had intended to make so many videos, I have so many ideas and so much stuff that I bought 4 videos and I just want to do them. But because of time, I'm going to try to get right to it and tell this story as quickly as possible because there's a lot of ins and outs and things that need explaining. I got back from the hospital about, 2 weeks ago from when I had the abscess, and I'm finally back in my old room on Unit 5. I'm pretty sure I already told you that in the last video that no one watched, but I was so ready to just get back to my life. And God was like, well, I have other plans. How long is this truck gonna take? There's a truck stop there, but it's like not going away, so I'm not just gonna wait forever and ever to finish talking. Oh God, now it's real loud. Like, I swear, God does not want me to film these videos anymore. I know I look totally different today, but I had to stop shooting yesterday because of that truck, and then stuff just the truck was there forever, and then stuff just started happening. Like, I had to go to the gym, and I had to, my parents came, and like, so now let's just get into it. Today is January 23rd. It's Thursday? Yeah. 1 week ago, January 17th, it was Thursday, I was in bed. I had just gotten in bed, and I was waiting for the nurse to come and do my wound. I had just gotten a shower, which was an experience because the girl doing it complained the whole time about how long and what a process it was to give me a shower, and made me feel like trash about something I can't help. But so I get in bed, the nurse comes in to do my wound, the other aide leaves, and I think she said she went to the bathroom later that night. She told me that she was just going to the bathroom, and the nurse was like, waited for like a minute, and then was like, all right, I guess I'm doing this by myself, and to get to my wound you have to turn me because it's on my sacrum, which is on my ass basically. I'm like, I think that girl is coming back, and she was just like ignored me. And I was like, they usually have 2 people when they do this, so that there's one to hold me over, and she's just ignored me. This story just it goes from okay to fucking terrifying in an instant. I'm supposed to be a 2 assist in bed. It's written in my care plan, like, especially if people don't know what they're doing. Like, people that know what they're doing, they can do it by themselves. Like, but people that are morons, okay, alright, I'm gonna try not to be super biased, but like, people that don't know what they're doing need 2 people with me. She starts turning me anyway, and she flips my leg over my other leg, and my legs just go flying off of the bed, and I hit the floor. This is my bed. These are the rails that like don't do anything and are useless because they're so short and they don't have grippers on them, so they're slippery, and that's about how far I fell, I think. When she turned me, I was holding on to one of those rails, like, because I was going to try to hold myself over when she did the wound. it's holding onto the rails. So the bottom half of my body fell on the ground. It was on the ground, and I'm like holding on to this thing for dear life, and my knees are on the ground, like, and I'm looking down at them and I'm freaking out because when I had broken my femur, the orthopedic doctor told me that my bones were very frail and they would be easily broken because I don't use them, because I'm a quadriplegic. And so when I fall off the bed and I'm holding on, I'm just looking down at my legs and hearing these pops and cracks, and I'm holding on for dear life, but I'm sinking because I can't hold my own weight up. Like, my arms they're not strong, like, obviously. So I'm just sinking and sinking. It takes her forever to get to the other side of the bed, and I'm just bawling because I'm like, my legs are broken, and I'm just hearing these sounds, and I'm just crying. And she finally gets over to the other side of the bed, and she like puts her hands like under my back and kind of like gently like lays me down onto the floor. And I'm hysterical. Like I'm not saying anything, I'm just crying because my life had just gotten back on track, and I was finally like done with the hospital stuff, and then this happens, and I was 100% sure that one or both of my legs were broken. And so she lays me on the floor. I'm fucking naked because I have like a gown, but it's not even on me. It's just like, because I was waiting for the other girl to get me a new gown. So it's just like covering my boobs, basically. It was just laid on me. And so I'm laying on the ground naked, and she runs to the door, starts screaming out the door, I need help, I need help. So like, but she's not doesn't sound as worried as she should be. And so the supervisor then sees and just like, and he does not assess me. If a person falls on the floor, you need to assess them to make sure that if you move them, you're not gonna exacerbate something that has happened like from the fall. So he just looks at me and doesn't assess me. They grab the Hoyer pad, start rolling me around on the floor to get me onto the Hoyer pad. My left leg from the knee down hurts so badly. It's like excruciating. And they just Hoyer me up, put me in the bed, and then just like leaves. Doesn't check anything on me. I was sure that they were gonna call the hospital, bring me to the hospital. No, they were trying to just pretend like it didn't happen. So I call them, I was like, come back in here, like, what is going on? And he comes back in, I'm like, I need to go to the hospital, like, what are you doing? What? I don't understand, like, you're just gonna pretend like everything's fine? He's like, what do you mean? Why do you need to go to the hospital? We can do x-rays here. I'm like, my leg hurts so badly, like, I'm pretty sure my leg's broken. I'm like, you need to send me out. And so they're just like looking at each other like, okay. This story is just exhausting to tell because people suck so badly. They go out and they're like calling for the ambulance, and the other aide comes back in. She tells the nurse, she's like, I was just going to the bathroom, like, why didn't you wait for me? And I was just like, can you please give me my phone? I need my phone now. And she gives me my phone. I call my dad, still hysterical. He's like, what's up? And I'm just like, they rolled me and I fell on the floor, and I'm pretty sure my leg's broken. They didn't like check me. I need to go to the hospital. And my dad's like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, I'll be right there. EMTs come in with a stretcher, ask me what happened, blah, blah, blah. They get me on the stretcher. My parents aren't there yet. Before I left, the nurse offered me my pain medicine. It was my long-acting one that it doesn't do anything right away. It like breaks down over time and releases like tiny amounts of pain medicine. And I'm just like, no, because I don't want the hospital to be afraid of overdosing me because you've already given me medicine. And they use this against me later. So that's cool. So I get in the ambulance. My leg hurts so bad. They like wanted to put a splint on it, but like when they moved it, I screamed in pain, and they're like, okay, can't do that. So they like took a sheet and like tied it around my hips and like so that it would keep my legs like in. I get in the ambulance and my parents show up outside. They come in and my dad's just like so angry. Not at me, obviously. They were like, does somebody want to ride with them? And my mom's like, yeah, I'm going to. And my dad is like, all right, I'll meet you guys up there. But he goes inside after, like, we leave. He goes in to talk to people or scream at them, whichever. It was like forever getting to the hospital. And he's like, do you want me to get you pain meds? And I was like, yes, please. He couldn't get an IV in me, so he just gives me, I think it's called IM in muscle, fentanyl in my arm, and he's like, it'll take like 10 minutes. It's not like an IV. And I was like, great. I'm just crying. My mom's just like dabbing my tears away. I love my mom so much. So we were at the hospital for hours. Oh my God, hours and hours and hours. They did x-rays. Apparently, I broke my tibia at some point and it just healed itself because nobody knew, and it just, which is good to know. My hair was soaking wet. Like, she didn't dry it at all after my shower. She just put it in a bun and it was just soaking wet. And you know how cold hospitals are, so I'm just like in a gown, basically naked, like, and I'm just start freezing, my muscles are tensing up, everything hurts. And then my leg, obviously, so they're pumping me full of pain meds, which are not working, and I'm trying to tell them that, like, I have a high tolerance because I've been a quad for 10 years, and I have taken everything. So they're giving me, like, small doses of morphine, and I'm just, like, it wears off in 5 minutes, and then they're just, like, getting angry. I'm like, well, then give me something else. I'm in so much pain, like, whole body's just shaking, and I find out later that there's actually something wrong with my shoulder, but I'll get to that. My legs, they're like, yeah, her legs are all bruised up. There's all these bruises on my legs, on my knees. They were saying something about abrasions, but they were like small. So turns out nothing was broken, thank God. That was the scariest. I thought that my bones just crumbled, you know, because of all the noises I heard and the pain I was feeling. I thought I was just fucked. Because the ER was packed. They were like, there's only one radiologist here. He's looking through all the things. He's the professional. He's like, we looked at the x-rays. I don't see anything broken, but I'm not the professional. He was like, if you want to wait for the radiologist to look at it. And I was like, just to be safe, yeah. And I told my parents they could go home because my dad was like, he gets antsy, and then he started freaking out and yelling at somebody because we had been there for like 6 hours waiting for results, and just 6 hours is just like pure torture. So my parents leave, a new nurse comes on, and I'm just like begging him, like, they tried muscle relaxers because they thought that that might help, and it just doesn't. And I'm just like crying. I'm like, please, like, I'm not trying to be dramatic. He's like, you're not. And I'm just like, I'm just in so much pain. Like, finally they give me Dilaudid. I fall asleep, and then some asshole med student comes in to ask me a bunch of questions that are pointless because somebody else already asked me these questions. They use you like a guinea pig at Albany Med for their med students. They put me on a different bed because the hospital stretchers are so uncomfortable. Like the lady kept telling me, I think some of your pain's because of that. They say they're gonna keep me there for pain management. And so they put me in a room. But I'm just knocked out the whole time because I had so many drugs in my system and I was exhausted and from just sobbing and hurting and shaking, and I was just knocked out until like the evening of Friday, the 17th of January. So the radiologist looks at my pictures and tells me there's no cracks, there's no fissures, there's no nothing, thank God, with my bones. I'm just real bruised up, and so they keep me in the hospital. I didn't bring anything with me except my cell phone. I usually bring like my computer and stuff, but I was just so panicked that I didn't bring anything but my phone because I needed it to keep in touch with my family. They keep me through the weekend because they never send anybody home on the weekend because they just don't feel like it, apparently. And then Monday, I'm just like, when am I getting out of here? Like, and then the doctor comes to see me. He's like, yeah, we can get you out of here. So they bring me back. Thank God the girl that dropped me was not working that night. She had called off or whatever. And my parents meet me here, and it's just like nothing ever happened. Like, they were acting as if nothing happened. The next day, my dad calls me and he's like, he's the administrator. He said, doesn't know the story, like, he thinks that you didn't even hit the floor. I guess the girl said that she caught me before I hit the floor. So I'm like, are you fucking serious? So I go down there. This is the same day that my shoulder started hurting so badly that I was like in tears. Yeah, it was Tuesday the 21st when my shoulder started hurting real bad. Like, but I'll get to that. So I go down, talk to him. He brings me in a room with the two DONs and him and shuts the door, and it's just me and them. And they're like, what happened? I was like, she rolled me onto the floor. And he's like, well, she says she caught you before you hit the floor. I'm like, is that why my legs are bruised everywhere? And like, I was in so much pain because I never hit the floor. And they're just like, we didn't see a report of any bruising. Like, that wasn't written in any report. And I was like, and he never assessed me. And they were like, he assessed you with his eyes. He looked and saw that there was nothing out of place, and like, he did what he should have done. And I was just like, I told her to wait for another person. They were like, wound care only requires one person. Like, not if they're rolling me. And they were like, yep, that's what it is. Like, shut your mouth. They're just like, why did you go to the hospital? I was like, because I was pretty sure I broke my legs. And they're like, we asked if you wanted to get x-rays here. And I was like, that would have taken forever. And they were like, and you refused your pain medicine. So what was that about? And I was like, I didn't want the hospital to think they were going to overdose me. And they're just like, well, we could have done things here, and you took it to another level, blah, blah, blah. And they were just started verbally attacking me. Just, they found, like, holes in everything. And I just started feeling like maybe I'm totally wrong. Like, they weren't there, they didn't feel what I felt. So I'm like sobbing, trying to explain myself. And they were like, the state law says that we're allowed to have falls. Like, it's gonna happen in a nursing home. So I'm just full out sobbing as they're like verbally attacking me. And my dad comes in the door and sees me and just starts freaking out. He's like, why the fuck is my daughter sobbing? Like, what? And then he just goes off, and then they threaten to call the cops on him. So he calms down a little bit, and then they start being nice to me because they're like, there's a witness in the room to what they're saying to me. I wish that I had recorded this conversation, like had my phone and used the voice recorder. So that meeting got nowhere and nothing happened, except that they made me feel like I did something wrong. As for my shoulder started hurting so badly that day, Tuesday. It just got worse and worse. It just kept progressing. And I was like, please call. She's the nurse practitioner and she prescribes meds and she like checks people out. I'm like, I need some, like, I'm in so much pain, please. And like, it took the entire day to see her, and I was just like crying I couldn't sleep that night because of my neck and my shoulder. So I slept for like maybe 2 hours. So I was cranky, and also I was just in so much pain, and I was just like begging. I was like, please do something. I can't take it anymore. I kept going down to the gym for them to like massage it. I went down twice, and they're like, oh my god, there's this giant like knot there. And finally sees me in like late afternoon. She's like, okay, I'm gonna prescribe steroids and muscle relaxers and up your pain medication a little bit, because she felt it and she was like, there's like this long knot and it's like hard. I believe it's from when I fell. I was holding onto the bar. I was straining so much to try to keep myself up, and this arm had to like reach over, and I'm almost positive that's what happened, because I don't see how else could have been done, because it's real. It must be real bad if she had to prescribe all that stuff, and it did hurt like unbelievably bad. So, and now it's Thursday, 24th, I think, and I'm just so drained. And in that meeting, they were like, isn't there someplace you can go since you don't feel safe here? Why can't you go home and have your parents take care of you, your family take care of you? Like, why, like, what's stopping you from leaving? Like, I'm like, I need aids and I need, a plan set up. And they were like, can't you just pay for your own aids? So they're just trying to get me out because of something. It wasn't my fault. It's just, life is so unfair. I feel like God is punishing me this year for all the dumb shit I did last year. I'm so tired and I'm so run down. Maybe it's just one of those days, because you know that I never give up. It just feels like one of those days where I just want to, but I won't. We all know I won't. The small good things in life, or what we perceive to be small, are actually these huge, memorable moments that can get you through your hard times. So that's my spiel. That's why my YouTube career is non-existent career. That's it. So like, subscribe, and hit the bell if you want to be notified when I post. And keep being badass, keep being nerdy. Much love and peace out, y'all.